you lovely, delicious lot. How are you doing? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. I know that we have a family of 7 living in one bedroom update, and it's only been a few videos. If not that, I think it's been about 2 videos later, we're back on topic, but it's because I do in fact have some news. As within the motel, hotel, holiday inn that they find themselves in, there has in fact been a bench warrant issued to Andrew Jenkins, who is the dad.
So they know where to find him if they want him. But I don't think that's quite how a bench warrant works.
Not only that, but we also have Stephanie responding to it last night in a live.
Yeah, like, blocked, that sound. I don't actually know how to block people on YouTube, but let me see if I can figure it out.
And it's looking a little bit messy. I do these updates every so often because a large portion of my audience love to hear exactly what is going on with these guys, and I have covered them quite a lot. So in my last video, I did actually do a fairly good roundup of who they are. They are a family of 7 living in one bedroom, and they have now moved into what we thought was a motel. It's actually more of a motel that's been converted into a shelter for families who are unhoused. They are some of the bigger grifters that we see on the internet. They have absolutely no drive or thought or desire to actually get jobs to benefit the many children that they have, some of which are newborns. They have abandoned their cats. W2 Drew, who is the dad, has been evading child support and doesn't want to get a W2 job because that would mean that, child support payments would be garnished, which is what he said was previously happening when he did have a W2 job. And that is because he basically abandoned his child, who is now 12. His name is Arlisa, who is just up here, and she has just now been able to take him to court for the unpaid child support payments. So this is where we are now. One of the things that Andrew, no W2 Drew, has got to do is actually show up to court. Turns out that no W2 Drew did in fact not turn up to court, and he in fact now has a bench warrant, which means that the judge needs him to appear, or he, will get arrested and be brought forward to the judge.
Flabbergasted right now. Because the girl that I thought I saw walked in, that looked like Stephanie, right? Remember I told you guys it looked like her walking in, right? Hold on. Y'all, this was sent to me. This fool got a warrant. Wait. And then I did some digging. I'm mind blown right now because I really thought they went to court yesterday. I'll show you what it's for. Hold on. Cite to appear. So this fool didn't appear. I was giving him grace. I thought he was going to appear. I'm mind blown right now. I really was giving him grace. I thought maybe he actually did some adulting. He did not do no adulting. He did not do no adulting.
So that's not good. Of course, TikTok has been blowing up an absolute storm over this. I have Arlisa, who appeared on a live chat with many other creators. I got this off of the Resilient Jenkins Snark Reddit thread, which I will leave in the description box down below. If I ever can't find anything, I know that those guys do have it, so I do want to give them credit for that. Lisa is telling a story that her and her husband did actually do a drive-by after finding out that no W2 Drew did not show up for court. And Arlita says that her husband went to go knock on the door. He could hear Stephanie and Andrew whispering, and he could smell green. So he could smell cannabis just wafting through the air, which would imply that, yes, everyone's suspicions are true. They are, in fact, essentially hotboxing the hotel, motel, holiday inn with many kids inside and a newborn.
Just did like a drive-by or something?
No, I pulled up in the parking lot. And my husband got out the car. He said there's a car right there. I pulled in there. My husband got out, and because I showed him the license plate number, and he got out. First he knocked on this other man's door. I was like, don't be knocking on nobody's door. But he really did.
Damn.
Wow.
And first he was like, okay, it's not that room. An old man answered the door. And then I showed him the license plate. And then I was like, see if that's the car. So he went back. He's like, oh, yeah, that's it. And then he went down to the far end. And he said before he got to the door, it smelled like straight gas.
Oh, my God.
Uh-oh. He knocked on the door. And heard them talking, but they never answered.
Oh my
They're
God.
probably afraid to answer the door because of his warrant, and they probably won't leave the hotel, motel, shelter because of his
If the
warrant.
police smells that, that's an automatic search. Yeah, I
And
mean, it's probably a no smoking building.
and well, I feel like because he said he feel like they looked out the people, and like I said, we my husband and him went to high school together, so it's not like he doesn't know what he looks
So
like.
he knows your husband?
Yes,
Someone in the chat said it's legal there, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
it is, but not in a room.
The older kids supposedly go to school, but the way that Arlita was saying it, it seems like they're kind of locking themselves up, and that wouldn't surprise me that they would basically be like boarding themselves up, because they're probably, I mean, Stephanie's probably worried that the police are just going to come knock him. I'm not entirely sure how bench warrants work. I know that obviously there is a warrant out and he has to appear before the judge. I'm entirely sure how it all works over in America. I'm unsure just how quickly they will get picked up, although Stephanie did appear on live last night that I actually managed to catch this. So she appeared during the day. It's just that it was night for me. Sorry to confuse everyone. I was actually just elated that I managed to catch one of her lives, because usually I'm asleep, but no, it was the daytime for her and it was nighttime for me. She appeared on live on YouTube and she was saying that the police know where they are and that if they wanted to come and get him at any moment, they could.
Well, cops most definitely already know where we're at. There's already been a couple times. Like, I think I mentioned this in one of my voiceovers. They've been here a couple of times just because people were weird when we first got in the motel situation and called. So they know where to find him if they want him. But I don't think that's quite how a bench warrant works. That's all I'll say about that. That's hilarious for you to assume that me saying one thing about your comment is just gonna poof, people will be nicer to us. Yeah, right. Everything we say gets turned around anyways, so I'm not by the good people, not by the supporters. We appreciate you guys. You guys are awesome. I was just responding back to that particular person. Gotta love when my hubby's ex's comment warriors are in my comments. What have I ever done to that girl? Anyways, I'm gonna go back to just responding to supporters and kind people. Haters can stick around if you want, but you will be ignored.
I'll be honest, it wasn't just necessarily what she was saying, it was the fact that she was trying to supervise her toddler, but she was spending so much of the time just focused on what people were saying in the chat that her kid was just like wandering around just aimlessly. Which, by the way, another problem that people are having on TikTok at the minute is that they went onto Google Maps and noticed that within Google Maps you can very clearly see the same child wandering around without any form of parental supervision whatsoever.
Stephanie leaves outside alone. Yes, y'all, I've been tagged in the video of outside by himself multiple times this morning, and to me it looked very strange. So I looked up the address, which I'm not going to show, but I looked it up, and it is a Google image of outside behind the car with the door open at the motel, just to show it. So see April 2025, and obviously different time frame later. But so this is not like some weirdo. I mean, interesting that you guys figured it out, but it's not like some weirdo filming them or whatever. It's genuinely just the car drove by and happened to catch this. But Stephanie, what's up by himself? Like, even if you're watching him with the door open, girl, how quick could somebody just walk up and take him? Like, this is not safe. But anyway, I just wanted to clear this up since everybody's panicking about who's filming them and whatever. It's Google. It's Google filming them. But how crazy to get caught not watching your child by a Google Maps car. Like, man, y'all are batting 1,000. Also, look at their nice car. No, it's not brand new, but still, 2019 Jetta houses or seats 5 people, but there's 7 of them. Cute car, right? Way cuter than my 03 Durango, just saying.
Now, I don't know the area at all. Obviously, I live over here, but from what I have heard, it's not particularly the most safest place, especially for a very, very, very small child, just to be left unattended. Now, for all we know, like Stephanie, or I'm not going to give No W2 Drew any credit whatsoever, but Stephanie could have been, sat to the side. We can't zoom in that much.
I'm really sorry. I don't think I gave enough airtime to the fact that she got outed by a Google car. Of all the ways for you to get outed, and you get outed by a Google car, like, oh.
But judging by the way she was talking on this live with the kid just like wandering around and she was just not concentrating on them whatsoever, it's looking a little bit suspicious. And what has Miss Stephanie been doing to try and combat any of this criticism? She has just come on to basically just have a go at T channels. She, instead of dealing with any of the negativity properly, actually addressing what's going on, she just is making a TikTok video calling out other creators and saying that once again people are making money off of their name.
A lot of times I don't watch the stitches, I don't watch the videos, but this one popped up, whew, and it caught me off guard. I could not say something because what? Explain this one to me, girl. You are the queen of this.
I'll be honest, she is not doing a good job of beating any of these, like, flying her kite allegations to do with, like, grass and stuff. She's not beating those allegations, I will be honest. I feel like whenever she does come on and she's doing these rants, there's just these little, like, giveaways that I'm like, is your kite flying higher than normal, Miss Stephanie?
And then you want to call someone out when they do it? The hell? Let me sit back and I want you to try something original. I want you to try to make your own content. I want to see if you could stand on your own 2 legs instead of using everybody else's content and bashing them. I don't think you have the social media, girl. Even trying to be rude here, I'm just trying to say, I've seen occasionally your stuff pops up on my page and I see you do try to do day in a life, this and that. It doesn't get the same views that you get for all the hating that you do. Girl, that's low of you to just pick that route anyways. Continue trying. If you want to be seen for authenticity, continue trying. But bashing everybody else just so you can get yours, karma will come back around.
I will be honest, this is probably one of the more stupidest decisions, like, of all the stupid decisions that these two make on a regular basis. No W2 Drew not appearing in court, just mind-bogglingly stupid. So stupid. And what makes it really sad is that it's not like he's appearing in court, and I know this is bad, he's not appearing in court for like a traffic offence, although apparently he does actually have a suspended licence. It's not any other, minor, major, whatever misdemeanor. It is him not wanting to pay for his son, of whom he abandoned, like, whatsoever. And he cares so very, very, very little, to the point where he can't even be bothered to turn up in order to make things right. It just goes to prove what an utter sleaze this guy really is. And Stephanie's no better, right? I don't think she's any better, right? But I've got my own qualms with her. She supports this.
And beautiful mamas out there, I just wanted to put a little reminder out there for new mamas. And maybe you already do this, but every now and again, it's just nice to have a quick little reminder from an experienced mama. Yeah. And keep being your amazing selves. Y'all got this. We got this. We're great. Another thing from one mama to another. Mom bashing ain't cool. Let's talk each other up. It's hard being a mama. It's a lot easier to talk each other up and be kind, okay? Or maybe hate is easier for you, but it's not for me.
It goes to show how little he does actually care. And there's a lot of people saying, and I will, I don't know about this one. There's a lot of people saying like if he could just get up and go, he would, because that's pretty much how he left everyone else, by just getting up, going, and abandoning people. I can't say if that will happen or not, because I'm not there. But what I will say is that it's definitely a pattern of behavior with him, and I do worry for the fact that, you know, he will just get up and go, or he'll get arrested and put in jail, and Stephanie will be there having to deal with it all herself. But then it is, you reap what you sow.
Gotta love when my hubby's ex's comment warriors are in my comments. What have I ever done to that girl?
But then again, it is, you reap what you sow. It's just a whole lot of mess going on. But anyway, that is pretty much all I have to say for you guys. I'm really sorry about like all of the noise. Blinds are rattling, there's planes going overhead, and there's mowers, so I'm sorry about that one. But thank you so much for watching today's video. I hope you guys have a wonderful day wherever you are in this world. You take care of each other, take care of yourselves, and I will catch up with you guys in the next video.